Egypt with Hues of Africa and Soul Journey Travel. Discover the wonders of this ancient land with our expertly curated itinerary, from the majestic pyramids of Giza to the tranquil waters of the Nile. Immerse yourself in the rich history and vibrant culture of Egypt. Book now and use discount code VICTOR2024 to save $100 off your trip. Single and dual occupancy options available with flexible payment plans. Visit our website for more details and start your adventure.
Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Get ready to rumble!
You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought? Hello, everybody. It's me, Mr. FSP, doing what I do because I do it for you all day, every day. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. What do you gotta say? Y'all realize it's already the end of May? And that means June's coming. Half the year has already gone by. It's crazy, but it is what it is. And the thing about that is football, real football, happens in 3 months, 90 days. I'm not saying the UFL isn't real football. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the football that we know and love straps up in 90 days. That's crazy. But you gotta love it. And with that, there's going to be a lot of topics to discuss. Just so happens this week, we're going to talk about QB competitions. And I'll tell you what, I was inspired by something that my co-host, who I'll bring on in a second, said. He literally believes that not the one, not the two, but the third quarterback in New England is going to be the starter and the future. That's going to be one of the topics we talk about. Can Bo Nix beat out Stidham and Zack Wilson, who the Broncos traded for prior to the draft to be the starter? Interesting. If something happens to Kirk Cousins, is Michael Penix Jr. going to be thrusted into the position? Or remember, Kurt's coming off an ACL injury. If he's slow and he can't plant right or throw right, if he just comes out bad, does the fans of Atlanta start to call for him, for Michael Penix? And JJ McCarthy versus Sam Darnold. If you cannot beat out Sam Darnold in Minnesota, and I get it, he has experience, he knows the system, but if you can't beat him out to start, I don't know. JT has some insight on that, as well as Caleb Williams. So without further ado, let me bring in my co-host, JT, a.k.a. he's got the whole world in his hands. I don't know what type of shirt he got on. And I think he's doing something in relation to Justin Jefferson from the intro. He stole that picture from my intro, by the way. I'm just going to put it out there. But go ahead, JT.
What's up? Happy Memorial Day.
Well,
Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day weekend. So it's a weekend to remember those before us and those that are presently in the service for one. I take it one step further. It's a weekend to remember loved ones past and present.
Okay. Yes. I mean, I look at it as the time for those that did not make it.
That's past and present, man.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying the simpler term is, or terms is for those that did not make it. But with that being the case, it's tough to literally celebrate it now. You know what I mean? Celebrated all my life. In fact, my son's birthday normally lands on it. This year it doesn't. But that's a downer. Why did you bring me down? Come on, bring me up. Let's get higher. Let's get higher.
What
You
are you
look
talking
better.
about? Who's bringing you down?
You.
Oh, okay. If
Got
that,
me thinking about Memorial Day.
what, that's about Memorial Day. It's a weekend to celebrate. I just remember, and you're going to talk about it's a downer. It's a weekend to celebrate the ones that family members or service members or whatever are past and present. Okay.
Yes, I'll be celebrating you in a couple years.
Oh,
But
thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it. You're talking about a downer. How about that one? Come on, man.
I had to bring some levity back. But let's talk about this, right? Let's just jump straight into it. You said pre-production yesterday that you had heard, or there's some talk about Caleb Williams' performance thus far in OTAs or rookie mini camps, as well as JJ McCarthy. Now, we got to remember it's shorts and helmets right now. A lot of people aren't good practice players, but are better performance players. Share with the people what you believe it to be.
Well, I had talked to you about this before, and I had aired this before, that I just got a feeling about Caleb Williams, and maybe it was overhyped in my opinion, but I don't think he's going to be all that what people expect him to be. Plus, the fact is, I don't trust the coaching staff to be able to be effective coaches. Okay, what's this new Caleb struggling? Where'd that come from? Anyway,
You put it up there. I didn't.
I didn't put it up. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, you did. And what's up, Chris? But go ahead.
I thought I was typing something else. Anyway, I don't want to do that. Jesus Christ, what am I doing?
Come on, bro.
Anyway, I had a wind of, and I had seen either on ESPN or NFL Network that Caleb Williams was struggling with the first week of OTAs, and I'm not surprised. He's a rookie. Okay, now he's going into a new coaching, new offense, and I talked about this before. New coaches, new offense, and new players that he needs to sync up with. Tight end, wide receivers, and a running back, and a new offensive line. Okay. I got a feeling. I got a gut feeling. I've seen it. Said that he's struggling with OTAs, and he
just like you're struggling right now.
I'm trying to read something. He dealt with let me just read this real quick. Dealt with a stretch of inconsistency during the red zone portion of the practice on Thursday. Although he doesn't appear to be letting any overreactions affect him, he is playing along with the jokes. His teammates haven't been worried about his brief struggles either, with veteran safety Kevin Byard telling the 22-year-old to keep pushing through adversity. Now, that's telling me he's struggling. I said something at the end of the practice, like, keep it going. We're going to keep making you better, Byard said. And not necessarily saying he had a terrible day, but days like this are going to make you better. So he is struggling. So but right now, you're right. This is OTAs. This is early in the process. So everyone is optimistic about the number 1 pick of this year's draft. And we get into preseason and getting closer to the season. Who's going to have that type of attitude as Kevin Byard has compared to, come on, man, you're the number 1 pick. You can't pick this up yet? You follow what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but I think it's going to be more like this. There's a lot of quarterbacks that come into the league, right? And the linebackers normally take them under their wing to see if they're reading what they're supposed to be reading. And they try to give them advice. It all depends, and I'll be serious, it all depends on how he received any criticism, right? Because when Dwayne Haskins came into the league for Washington, we had Davis, the linebacker that came from Carolina and went to the Chargers and then followed Ron to bring in the character and stuff like that. There's a clip where he tried to explain to Haskins, no, what you saw was this and this, that, and the third, and Haskins wasn't receptive. And Davis, he said he's trying, but it's not clicking. Now, that was in preseason and OTAs. Washington gave him a year, 2 years, I think it was 2 years, to realize that he was not ready, or at the time, capable of taking the entire team on his shoulders. Granted, we had good talent, but we didn't have the type of talent Chicago has this year. I say, just my thought process, if the Bears start to struggle throwing the ball, I say they turn around and hand the ball off to DeAndre Swift and whoever else is out there at running back and play a more conservative style football until they get some warm and fuzzies about his ability to, throw the ball. He's like Jim McMahon, except with a better arm. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
And Jim McMahon was never a stellar quarterback.
No.
Jim McMahon was a quarterback that made the right decisions. He threw the ball to Willie Galt when he had to. He turned around, handed the ball off to Walter Payton and Refrigerator Perry. And I don't even remember who the other receiver was because they really didn't throw the ball that much. They relied on their defense. And again, Chicago has a better defense this year, way better defense this year, and a decent run game. I think that's the medicine to any issues that Caleb might have. And picking up on it, it's going to be tough because it's not the same type of system he ran at Oklahoma nor at USC. It's not a spread wide open, create as you go type offense. It's a structured offense. And I was looking at something on Vice early this morning about not the plight, but the difficulty of the black quarterback. Talking about Kelly Smith and the whole draft class of 99. That's what it was about. And pretty much, I didn't know Kelly Smith only had 17 games as a starter with Cincinnati before they let him go. And then he went to Green Bay, and then he was out the league. And I use that as an example of saying Caleb Williams came from a similar style offense and a similar style situation. And he's gone into a similar style situation with a structured offense outside of the run and shoot or whatever it is you want to call it. So I expect him to have difficulties, but that's his job. That's going to be his job come hell or high water, unless the young kid Paget that came in last year steps in and just outshines him. But
we've seen that before.
we have. But do you think there's a real quarterback controversy there?
Let me put it, no, I don't think quite naturally. There's news that he struggles, but okay, this is voluntary OTAs. You got veterans coming in there, and he's trying to pick up the offense. Just like in Minnesota, there are no red flags until we start seeing something that you don't want to see in August when they start preseason games, when you start training camp. Okay.
What red flags did you pick up on with McCarthy already, though?
I'm glad you said that. I just pulled up an article about in the Sporting News, and this is 2 days ago. Two days ago, from a Tyler Fornes in the Sporting News. And I'm going to read this thing to you. The Minnesota Vikings selected quarterback JJ McCarthy with 10th overall pick. We all know that. When they took him, the expectation was that he would be the quarterback of the future. As OTAs have evolved into phase 3, we are seeing more videos of McCarthy throwing the ball and practicing with the team. That has led people to start being concerned with his development. They are concerned with the rookie's development after less than a month. McCarthy was rotating in as the third quarterback. That's not surprising. Sharing time with second-year player Jaron Hall, who the Vikings took in the 5th round of the 2023 draft. Now, this practice was on May 21st, less than a month after he was selected 10th by the Vikings. Should the Vikings be concerned? Now, this answer is a flat no. Now, there are some things to be mindful when it comes to the level of concern you should have. There are going to be bad passes, and I heard this before, when they're working on his mechanics. They didn't like his mechanics, so the head coach / offensive coordinator wanted to work on his mechanics. One is shifting his feet in the shotgun, okay? I think he had the right foot or the left foot forward, and he wanted to reverse that. That I heard. Think about it like you're a right-handed and are learning to write with your left hand. It's a tough adjustment since you had so many reps writing with your right hand, but you will get the hang of it after a few weeks. The same goes for a quarterback adjusting their mechanics, whether it be footwork or upper body. There are going to be misses in practice. McCarthy is still learning a lot about both the offense and his teammates, like I talked to you about with these quarterbacks, these young quarterbacks. That is going to take time for him to grow and develop. Now, if he's still struggling, and I said this about Caleb Williams, with the offense come August, then we should raise small red flag. However, timing comes from both you and the wide receiver being in sync. I talked about with Caleb and also with a new quarterback. That alone takes time to develop. McCarthy needs to build that up, and it doesn't come overnight. That's what I'm talking about.
No, well, with that being said, right, my concern or question, not a concern really, is if he's working with the third stringers, there isn't a dominant real receiver. We don't know if they're drop balls. We don't know if they're dirt balls. We don't know if they're overthrows, underthrows, whatever the case may be, right? We won't know what he looks like with JJ or Justin Jefferson. And now there's 2 JJs there until Justin Jefferson comes in.
Okay.
And he won't come in until he get a new contract, Okay. But Addison, and when the veterans are supposed to be there.
Right.
Now, I'll say this. I was never the guy at wide receiver. I had speed, I had tenacity, I could block, and my hands were not always working when I needed them to work. Or I would try to catch the ball with my body as opposed to my hands in certain situations where I'm going down trying to get in the breadbasket, because if I squat and catch it like this, I'm going to get killed because the ball is low. But I didn't look that good because everybody else was catching the ball, right? And I don't know if it's because I wasn't the shortest receiver, but I wasn't the tallest either. My radius was pretty big because I had longer hands or longer arms, but because I had the speed, it's like, oh, we're just going to send him on the 9 and just let him go run and catch it. I wasn't the fastest, but that didn't make the quarterback look good, and it didn't make me look good, so therefore I didn't get a lot of opportunities. And when I did get in the game, the quarterback knew my capabilities and tried to feed me the ball. But the coach would be like, well, I want the ball to go here, here, here. And it is what it is.
You
So
didn't have consistent hands. That's what the
correct. Now my hands were consistent because I was one of those guys that once I got the ball, it's gonna be hard for me to be caught. Like I played better on defense, intercepting the ball in 7-on-7s, OTAs, stuff like that, and in practice. But I was never used on defense in a game. There was an issue between me and the defensive coordinator because he wanted me on defense.
You wouldn't
listen. Yeah, I wouldn't listen because he wanted me on defense. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened, and I'm gonna relay it back.
You wouldn't listen. You weren't coachable. Go ahead and say it.
I was, but I wasn't.
You was hard. You was a knucklehead. You was hard-headed.
Listen,
that's all right. That's all right.
Listen,
that's all right.
So, as I said, during OTAs, during 7-on-7s, during tournaments and stuff, every time I intercepted the ball, we won those games, right? So he wanted me on defense. But at the time, I didn't appreciate defense. I just wanted to be on offense. And when it was time to get numbers, I chose 84 for Gary Clark, who was my all-time favorite receiver, who also, again, in the 80s, you had to be tough, catch the ball, and score, right? You didn't have to have the best hands. So pretty much that's how I was. But I can tell when I chose 84 and he was handing out the numbers, he asked me, what, you don't want to play defense? You can't play defense with 84. I said, no. So he balled the jersey up and threw it at me. And from that point, it was like, man, F this dude, right?
Okay.
And it kind of translated, in practice, because when it was time to play corner or safety, he wouldn't let me do it, right?
Okay.
And the offensive coordinator was the head coach, and he was like, okay, well, you're fast, so we'll put you in on this, and we'll put you on the deep balls, whatever.
So you were John Ross.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Okay.
But I was so fed up and so angry that my special teams coach, because I play special teams too, he said, because I jumped a lot, because I'm like, okay, I don't know where this ball comes, because our quarterback had a cannon of an arm, right? He was just like, everything was a bullet, right? I mean, even the short passes were bullets. Deep passes were bullets. Only time he put air in the ball is like when me and one other person were running 9s, the deep ball. So anyway, he said, Rabbit, take all that aggressive, because I see it in your face, and just take it out on those guys. So this one game against Spingarn, I just ripped through everybody. I just ran right through everybody. And when I would come back to the sideline, I looked dead in the head coach's face and the defensive coordinator's face, and I'd grill him. I would grill him. And they were like, okay, well, he's got some anger. Let's put him. So then I'd get in the game, da-da-da-da-da. Well, that did not help the team until, I'm going to say, we were practicing one time. Practicing for the championship, actually, because we had just lost to the same team early in the season, but we're playing the team in the championship. And I went ahead and I was like, They had me playing running back, wide receiver, and DB, and I was just giving it to the starters, giving it to them. And they was like, man, just calm down, just relax. I was like, no, y'all the ones going to be out there playing. So I was making it tough. It was good because what I was doing, it helped during the game. But during the championship game, what really pissed me off was we had we win the game and it was an onside kick. Right? We knew they were coming to onside kick. So we lined up and I went out. He said, hand seam. So I was on the hand seam. Coach pulled me back and said, no, not you. That pissed me off. Oh, that pissed me off. Because I have hands. But because I didn't demonstrate it in practice to them on a consistent basis, it became no confidence. And that's what I'm saying about JJ McCarthy. If you put somebody with him that's a third stringer or a second stringer, and he's not looking good, you're going to have no confidence.
I have more confidence in JJ McCarthy because the quarterback coach / offensive coordinator / head coach is a better teacher at the quarterback position than the Chicago Bears offensive coaches. I have the absolute utmost confidence in the head coach, and with all those titles, the head coach and that coaching staff getting whatever quarterback they need up to speed to be able to run their offense.
So with that, do you then think that Sam Darnold will not be day one starter? Because that's the question. Quarterback controversy or competition. Sam Darnold, a seasoned vet who knows the system, who's done well in the system in college and briefly with the Jets.
Well, he's a pro, so he knows the pro concepts. Okay, he knows basically what the pro concepts are. So he's quite naturally, in my opinion, he's ahead of rookie quarterbacks, I should say, or second year quarterback, which is the other quarterback. So more than likely, he's in quotation marks quarterback one on that team right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to get every opportunity for JJ McCarthy to move up. He's quarterback 3, so he's still in the learning process. And I would basically believe that most of these rookie quarterbacks that got drafted high are going to be quarterback number 3. You're not going to be handed the job. You got to show me that you need to know the job. It is the number 1. You know, that's basically not just having carte blanche because you were picked 1, 3, or 5, whatever. You got to show us that you earned it. That's the NFL way, man. I mean, that just not.
Well, Chicago already named Caleb starter day 1. They did that already.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's just saving face. That's just saving face because they picked him number 1. So we're going to push this kid to be the number 1. And I don't trust that coaching staff. I don't trust that coaching staff to groom a rookie quarterback. I don't trust him. I don't think that he's going to get the best coaching. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. He's going to get the best coaching from a coaching staff that got minimal from Justin Fields and a shaky quarterback when Justin Fields was hurt. And their track record, let me put it that way, justifies me saying that.
I was going to say this. I'll say this.
Go ahead.
I think Eberflus, as well as the general manager's jobs on the line this year.
Oh, definitely.
And
absolutely.
I say the general manager because he went out and bought all these new toys.
Yep.
He didn't give up the opportunity. He didn't slide down one spot because Washington offered him 3 first-round picks, right? He didn't drop down one spot to get Jaden Daniels. He wanted Caleb Williams. Now, he's picked up a lot of great talent on the defense side of the ball, offense side of the ball. He has the coach that was supposed to go away last year, but they're going to give him another opportunity. But I think both are on the hot spot if Chicago does not win at least 9 to 10 games. Last year, they won 7. They won 7 last year. They need to win 9 to 10, which puts them in the playoff contention. Now, in the NFC North, that's looking kind of difficult now. But we'll see. Let's transition to another competition. Let's talk about your boy Kirk Cousins, who has done the big thing and said, I understand the business. I understand this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. Do you really think his position is in jeopardy, even though he has a fully guaranteed contract? Do you think his position as a starter is in jeopardy if A, he comes back and he's starting to be gimpy or he doesn't perform well, or B, he gets injured for whatever it is and Penix comes in and does well?
I don't think it's because they signed him a big contract. And just like Caleb Williams got picked first, Kirk Cousins is a starting quarterback, okay, until he proves otherwise. He's a starting quarterback until he proves otherwise. They had enough faith in him being healthy enough, coming back from his Achilles injury, that they gave him a big contract. A lot of it guaranteed, and they just picked up Penix for the future. Okay, Kirk Cousins is an older quarterback, and he's been relatively healthy. Let me put it that way: relatively healthy up until last year, and has proven to be able to run an NFL offense well. Okay, so I think Michael Penix is just insurance. I don't think he's going to be a threat. I think Michael Penix is a very good quarterback, but I don't think he's going to be a threat to a seasoned vet in Kirk Cousins being able to hand the ball off to Bijan Robinson, throw the ball to Kyle Pitts, Darnell Mooney, and Drake London. I don't think that's going to be a recipe for disaster for Kirk Cousins. So I don't think that's going to be too much of a controversy unless and Kurt with weapons has proven to play consistently. I mean, everybody has a bad game, but I see Kurt coming out of, especially with the schedule they have, I see Kurt coming out of here fine.
Well, see, that's what I'm going to say. The NFC South, and Chris, yes, I'm going to talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The NFC South is a very weak division. And the fact that the AFC West plays them this year, I think the AFC West is going to sweep the majority of the games that they play the NFC South. But, hey, whatever. You can, no. You can do that all you want.
No.
But I think you have Michael Penix Jr., if he steps up, if something happens to Kurt and they win because of him, it's going to be hard not to keep him in that starting lineup. It's going to be hard because I'll say this. Kurt is a very good quarterback. But he's not a dynamic quarterback. I do expect Michael Pitts. I do expect Drake London. I do expect Bijan Robinson and all those guys to have huge years with him. But I think they can have all pro years or all pro year with Michael Penix.
No.
Listen to why I say that.
Stop.
I'm about to explain.
I'm listening, but
I'm going to explain why.
Okay.
He gives them, even though he's a pocket quarterback, the mobility aspect that Kurt doesn't. Kurt can run, but Kurt is not a good runner. Kurt is a let me get out the way, try to do whatever. Penix can run. He's not Michael Vick, but I would say he brings electricity like Michael Vick. He reminds me so much of Warren Moon, so much that if that vibe is in Atlanta, he'll be the starter for a year, maybe a year and a half.
Okay.
And then, because it's a 3-year deal, right? 3-year deal. By year 2, it's going to be like, okay, let's get Penix in there.
Well, I would think you would have to see how Kurt is after this year. They're not just going to say, well, we'll let Kurt play for this year, and next year is going to be Michael Penix. That ain't happening.
Well,
okay?
mid
They got too much vested in Kurt. They got too much vested in Kurt. That's not going to happen. You got a lot of money invested in Kirk Cousins. So that's telling you Kirk Cousins is going to play. He's going to be the starting quarterback. Unless he gets hurt or shows a hell of a lot of decline, he's going to be the starting quarterback. Because they got too much money. They got too much guaranteed money invested in him. That plays a big factor. Huge factor.
I'm not saying that's not the case, JT. What I'm saying is, let's say Kurt gets hurt and that Achilles isn't as good as he wants it to be, right? Because that's what he's coming off of.
Okay.
ACL.
Okay.
Right? Michael Penix comes in during his time and dominates. How do you go back to the person that wasn't doing that well? I know you got the money, but how do you go back to the person that was not doing that well?
What do you say not doing that well? Is he winning games? Is he winning games?
The team is winning games, but not because of Kurt. Meaning, let's say they're winning 17 of 13 or something like that.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But Penix comes in, they start winning 24 to 14 or something like that.
Okay. Well, let me put it this way. It all depends on what opponent and how he plays against that opponent. If it's tough, is it a tough opponent or is it easy part of the schedule? Is it a tough part of the schedule or easy part of the schedule? That makes a difference because they look at it, okay, he's playing well, but this is, and I hate to say it like this because every NFL team has NFL caliber players and inferior opponent. That makes a difference. Are we playing against a team that doesn't have a good defense, especially in the passing? Or are we playing against a team like the Baltimore Ravens? I'm just saying, and he's doing well. Or did Kurt play well against bad opponent, good defenses, and play well against weak defenses? It all makes that all you got.
No, I agree. I agree.
The whole freaking picture.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, is there a window for opportunity for Michael Penix? I think there is.
I know you.
I think there is,
and you just pushing Michael Penix. I understand that. Okay, no
problem.
No,
I'm not pushing him. I'm just saying I think there is a window for him. But let's go to geez, I forgot the other quarterback that freaking quick. I just had it in my head.
Which one?
Your guy. You said that your guy, Milton, in New England, and I want Chris's thoughts on this since he's on here. You said that Milton is going to take that job from Jacoby and
this is
from North Carolina.
You should say you put it that way, but
I'm letting you clarify what I thought you said.
I'll clarify it one more time. What
Well,
I
Chris
said
is on now. I want Chris to hear it because Chris is a New England Patriots fan.
What I said was this: don't be surprised, and this is exactly what I said. Don't be surprised if Joe Milton takes over that job. That's what I said. Don't be surprised because he's got a cannon for an arm. He's got accuracy and decision-making issues. And if they have someone that can work with him or he works with whoever and fixes those issues, cannon for an arm, can move when he needs to. In my opinion, he's a better runner than Drake May. Okay. And got a stronger arm than Drake May. And tell you the truth, I don't trust North Carolina quarterbacks. I'm sorry. I don't trust North Carolina quarterbacks. Mitchell Trubisky has turned me off to North Carolina quarterbacks. So, and you got Jacoby Brissett. Okay. Jacoby Brissett is a journeyman. Ever since he's been in the NFL for the most part, has been a backup. Okay. You got a quarterback sitting in the wings. They got him in the 6th round. Hello, Tom Brady. And I'm not calling him Tom Brady, but it's the same situation. He was drafted late. That's the type I'm talking about. That I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't say he was going to take it over, but I would not be surprised if he took over that starting job. Not day one, because they drafted Drake May high at number 3. They want him to start, but Jacoby Brissett is there too. So it's in my opinion, a 3-way battle with Joe Milton being the 3rd leg. Okay. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said before.
I don't want to hear if it does happen. I told you. See,
I did tell you. I did tell you. Wait a minute. I did tell you. I said I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I said I would not be surprised. Okay. Most people, a 6th round pick, a second quarterback that's picked on a team back in the 6th round would not go out of their way to mention that quarterback. I'm going out of my way to mention him because don't discount him.
Well, you were touting him before the draft.
That's right. Yes, I did.
During the combine. So
because because the fact, I root for the underdog. And in my opinion, he was being ignored. He had a cannon for an arm, huge arm. Okay. But I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised. He ran a decent 40, if I'm not mistaken. He's an athletic quarterback at 6'6". Okay. Big time quarterback with a big time arm with some issues that if he straightens them out, he'll be a starting quarterback. If he straightens those out with the right coaching, whoever, even with the coaching that either Josh Allen or who else am I thinking about? Josh Allen or who else got that training with Josh Allen? I can't think of it.
I know the quarterback coach you're talking about, but I just don't remember his clients outside of Josh Allen.
Right.
It wasn't Lamar. Lamar didn't go to him. I recall what you're saying. I just can't remember right now.
Yeah, I can't think. I think the other quarterback, but they straightened out their issues. They straightened their issues out, and they became a very good quarterback. Okay, so okay. Let's see. Let's give this kid. Josh Allen got picked a lot higher than Joe Milton did, quite naturally. Okay,
mm-hmm.
and they gave him a lot of leeway. They gave him a lot of play. Let me put it that way, and to try to work out his first year struggles, because he struggled in the first year. He struggled in the first year when he went off after the year. He went to this coaching, and he was a totally different quarterback. So let's see what happened with Joe Milton. Okay, I got to believe that. Okay, Josh Allen got this. Was it? Oh my God, what's the quarterback for the Eagles?
Jalen Hurts.
Was it Jalen Hurts? That we're
I'm not
talking
sure.
about? Okay,
I'm not sure.
That's what I'm talking about. These first year quarterbacks struggle, and especially ones with very good arms, they struggle because they think they have an arm. They either don't pay attention to mechanics or the decision making, thinking they can fit whatever they throw into whatever window, and it don't work out that way. You got to be able to be a thinking person as a quarterback. You got to be able to play chess while other guys are playing checkers. So that's the bottom line. So
Okay. Well,
I'm
I
just
got
saying.
a question.
Go
I
ahead.
got a question.
Fire away.
Um,
I'm the shell answer man today. Go ahead.
okay. So I'm looking at, I'm sticking on the quarterback thing.
Okay.
I'm looking at multiple situations
Okay.
where if the team does well, it's going to be because of the quarterback.
Gotta have a
And
quarterback.
one team comes to mind because I'm here, Seattle Seahawks. Your boy Geno, my former quarterback from North Carolina, now here in oh my God, I forgot his name. I'm struggling with his name. Who Washington just traded? Sam Howell. Sam Howell.
Okay.
Do you think Sam Howell beats out Geno? Because I'll be honest, Seattle isn't that far off from being a contender if Geno doesn't regress. I think Sam Howell can propel them to a higher level. What do you think?
I don't think so. They wouldn't have traded him, in my opinion.
No. I got you. Washington had seen enough, but do you think he can beat out Geno? New head coach, different offensive system. Geno's there because he signed a big contract last year. Not a big contract, but big enough contract.
I think Geno's a better game manager, in my opinion, than Sam Howell is. I think Sam Howell, not to say he's a career backup, but he needs more seasoning, in my opinion. And the Seattle Seahawks have a team that wants to win now. So I think they're going to stick with Geno unless Geno gets hurt or he plays absolutely horrible. That's what I think there. I don't think Sam Howell is ready to take over a starting job on a consistent basis. Let me put it that way. That's my opinion.
All right, not a problem. Do you see any other potential quarterback controversies or competitions?
Bo Nix?
We already talked about that. I asked, do you think Zack Wilson? You never answered it, but I said, does Zack Wilson beat out Simeon and Nix to take the job or not? But go ahead and answer it now.
To me,
because right now, Peyton hasn't said which one of those three are the starter.
Well, he has complimented Bo Nix. He has complimented Bo Nix. So I imagine that when it comes to a final question of whether who is going to be the starting quarterback, I do believe it's going to be Bo Nix, because I think that Bo Nix fits what Sean Payton wants to do. I don't think Zack Wilson. I think he's a career backup. Tell you the truth, I didn't like him when the Jets drafted him because I didn't think he reminded me of Johnny Manziel. Tell you the truth, he definitely reminded me of Johnny Manziel. So I think that he's a career backup. I don't think that given a chance to be a starter, he failed miserably, and I don't think he's going to get an ample chance to take over the starting role. I think if Bo Nix gets hurt, then Zack Wilson is going to start. Let me put it that way. I think that's the only way Zack Wilson starts if Bo Nix is hurt or Bo Nix plays so horribly that Sean Payton can't take it anymore and he has to put Zack Wilson and see what he can do. But you got tape on Zack Wilson. You got multiple years of tape on Zack Wilson. And what has he proven? He's proven that he's not ready for a starting quarterback job. He's proven that he may be, at best, a backup, maybe a practice squad quarterback. That's how bad he's been. That's as bad he's been.
Well, he also recently said that he feels more comfortable being back in the Midwest, actually, in Denver, because remember he was at Utah or Brigham Young. I think he was at Brigham Young. I forget. It was one of those colleges he was at. And what? I don't know. I can't read it, bro. It's in white.
You don't exactly.
Okay. Never mind. Okay, I didn't want to go there. We're not going to go there. Oh my goodness. Again, this guy.
I keep it 100, man.
Okay, let's try to keep it like at 50 for now. But he says he feels comfortable in Denver doing, the job, and maybe the scenery change is good for him. New York is a very big hotbed, and there's a lot of pressure. Denver
and New York is very
not
diverse.
that much pressure from the media, but from the organization and the fans. Yeah, go ahead.
New York is more diverse. That's all I got to say.
Okay. All right. Cool Waters. Moving on. We'll move on. Gotcha.
I can say something else, but I'm not going to say it because a lot of people didn't pick up on it. I picked up.
I did.
No. You don't know what I'm talking about. This happened. I think the draft day or just before draft day when they showcase the players. So some people didn't pick up on it. I picked up on it. Okay.
On what? This year? Last year?
Let me put it this way. There was a vast array of players lined up, showcasing the players that were going to be in the draft room, and a lot of players that may get drafted first. A lot of diversity in that group, and Mr. Wilson looked uncomfortable. I'll say that. He looked uncomfortable. And when I say he looked uncomfortable, his facial expressions expressed that. He looked uncomfortable. Okay? I'm just saying.
All right. Okay. I know what you're saying. Now I'm going to move away from it.
Okay. Okay. I could be mistaken, but that's what I saw.
I was just talking about Bo Nix versus Stidham versus, Simeon versus, Wilson. But que sera.
Trevor Simeon is just a teacher.
Yes.
He's teaching Bo Nix. He's just a teacher.
Yeah, but they might let that teacher go in there and start it out, though.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow there will be no show for no reason. See, I did that. JT has something planned and he will not be able to host the show. But when he returns, it'll be the beginning of June, the second week of June.
Hey, you know
No, the first week of June. First week of June.
It'd be the first
So
Sunday. It'd be the June 1st.
yeah, it'll be the second. It'll be the second.
The second,
So-
June 2nd, yes.
What do you have planned for that episode, JT?
Okay, this is what I'm finally going to do. And I'm going to do it back-to-back weeks. I'm going to do it the 2nd of June, and I'm going to do it the 9th of June. The 2nd of June, I'm going to be doing a mock draft 5.0 to take the place of the one I didn't do in May. And the 9th of June, I'm going to be doing mock draft 6.0 to be consistent with the second Sunday in the month of doing mock drafts.
Okay. We'll see.
We're
But with
getting
that
deep.
being
We're
said-
getting deep. We're getting deep. We're getting
Yes,
deep.
we do.
I've never
We're getting
done
deep.
this before. And you know what? You know, I'm going to give you a week heads up. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do.
I thought you already said what you're going to do.
Okay. The first week, which was going to be mock draft 5.0, we're going to alternate picks from the first round to the 5th round. We're going to alternate picks.
That's a lot of rounds to be alternating.
Wait a minute.
You want me to work?
Hey, okay. We're going to
All right.
alternate picks. Okay. So in the 5th month, I'm going to, in the 5th mock draft, I'm going to be doing I'll have the first pick, and Victor, you have the second pick, and every even pick after that.
Mhm.
In June, you'll have the first pick, and I'll have the second pick, and every even pick after that. So we're going to do 5 rounds in May, 5 rounds in for May, which is going to be June 2nd. June 9th, we're going to have a 6-round mock draft. I have the first round in the first round of mocks. You have the first round in the second round of mocks, 5 and 6. So we can criticize each other's draft picks since you absolutely love to criticize my picks as I go down. We're gonna rotate. Okay.
I just had to lift up my shirt.
Not today, Satan. Okay.
I'm thinking. Okay,
Yes.
that's what you're saying. Good
Yes.
God, we're in trouble now. But with that being said, I got no problem with that. But ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank y'all for tuning into the show. My boy Chris, appreciate you. I know you're busy touring the New England area. You and your dog Lucky. So we appreciate that.
You retired?
Yeah, he retired like 10 years ago.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know this guy. Okay.
Yeah. 10 years ago. Has it been 10 years? Chris, you've been out for a while, bro. Wow. Anyway, with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Next week, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I'll figure it out. So stick around, stay tuned, be blessed, and remember someone that has fallen. If you do a burger, ribs, a brat, and a beer, whatever it is you do, just
Don't drink and drive.
don't drink and drive, and be positive. Try to be positive all the way out. Okay. With that being said, this show I'm not doing that yet. We're not doing that yet. This show's been brought to you by.
Embark on an unforgettable journey through Egypt with Hues of Africa and Soul Journey Travel. Discover the wonders of this ancient land with our expertly curated itinerary, from the majestic pyramids of Giza to the tranquil waters of the Nile. Immerse yourself in the rich history and vibrant culture of Egypt. Book now and use discount code VICTOR2024 to save $100 off your trip. Single and dual occupancy options available with flexible payment plans. Visit our website for more details and start your adventure today.
With that, we are out of here.
Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Get ready to rumble!
You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember,
face.
because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports,